Welcome to ireddit. Please take a couple of seconds to subscribe to the channel for daily Reddit goodness. Subscribe bless. Shout out to my latest subscribers. Don't forget to leave your stories in the comments section below to be pinned to the top of each video. Men of Reddit, what is one thing that instantly makes you think that a girl is girlfriend material? Someone that is visibly excited to see me and sad to see me go. Couldn't agree more, man. That's one of the best feelings in the world. What's it like? Funny you should ask. Somebody I used to work with was like this towards me. She was already long distance with a guy and planning to move, which she did, and she knew that I knew all of that. She never made a single comment which could have possibly been construed as flirtatious or indicative that she desired any kind of relationship with me beyond that of a co-worker. But the way she'd say everything was so nice. For her sake, I won't provide any more information than that. I think the only reason I'm even writing this is the fact that in the short time I knew her, I became aware of the fact that she treated everyone around her better than they deserved. Whether that was being nicer to me than any co-worker before or since, or going out of her way to respect her boyfriend who wouldn't have even known if she hadn't. That's not what makes her, or any woman for that matter, girlfriend material. That's not giving them enough credit. It is in fact what makes them precisely the type of person this world needs more of, regardless the number of X chromosomes they happen to have, and if that isn't girlfriend material, I don't know what is. Edits 1 and 2. Various typos. Edit 3. A third typo. Also, I wasn't expecting this to blow up like it did. Row. Edit 4. I spoke too soon. Obligatory thanks for the gold. Kind stranger. Once went on a date with the Negbuzz girl. We had talk about times where one is hungry and how much of a sloth I am once I hit the bed, even though I am extremely hungry. So what happens the next night? She gets into my garden, 2-3 meters away from hers, and knocks on my window. I open my window just to see her smile, and in her hands she holds 2 sandwiches for us to eat. Fell for her instantly. I'm not even sure what a romance movie tailored to guys would look like. Woman. I don't get it. Man. Sobbing uncontrollably, she brought him a sandwich. Woman. Really, honey? Man. Angrily shoving her a little, you never bring me a sandwich. This literally can happen. After an argument once, I went to the butcher's and got a mince pie for an ex. Even though I'm vegetarian, but literally needed to pop it in the oven and that was it. Not such a big deal to me. He cried hysterically over it. It becomes easier to understand when you learn that most men have never had women do anything for them like that. It would definitely involve food. Can hold a conversation and has similar interests. Yep, I'd add similar values and change similar interests to overlapping interests. I like gaming, hiking and karaoke. I'd have absolutely no issues with someone that liked only one of those 3 and was also into poetry and CrossFit. Plenty of things you can do together with overlapping interests, and if you don't have enough trust to let someone enjoy their own hobbies, at least a yellow flag. In my opinion, you're being too generous with the yellow flag. Yet that is one big ass red flag. Having been in a relationship where the guy didn't like me having my own hobbies and then kept trying to make all of my interests his interests too, but not in a sincere or useful way. Dude, did my ex get a sex change and date you too? Having similar morals and likes is very important. You are not going to change her and she's not going to change you. Hopefully she is just different enough that you can introduce new things to each other. Also, don't aim too far out of your league. I've known both guys and girls who stay single because they aim for 10s when they are a 6. It may sound shallow, but attraction is important. This isn't a made-for-TV romance where Jack Black lands a supermodel. Finally, someone said it. Leagues absolutely exist, and it's bullshit to tell people they could get anyone they wanted if they just be confident in themselves. That is not how the world works. I know that I am a solid 7 on the best day of my life, less than that at most other times, and will very likely never ascend to being an 8. And correspondingly I don't bother engaging any woman who's a 7+. Just an aside, but not everyone has a looks-based attraction. That sounds like a pretentious thing to say, but I really don't care what a guy looks like. That said, I'm still pretty picky in my own right in terms of interests, morals and a general cool factor. But I've had skinny boyfriends, bodybuilders and obese ones. Once I'm in love they all look like they fell from heaven anyway. A 7+ in what? Looks? You could have crazy sexual chemistry with a 6 but can't stand the personality of a certain 10. There are just too many variables to say that there are leagues, and you're doing yourself a disservice not going for everything you want and desire. If she's affectionate, I'm an affectionate person and I want to be treated the same. Update. I figured I would give an example of why affection is important to me by sharing an example. About 3 years ago I was dating when I met a girl. Let's call her Kate. Kate is a gorgeous girl. Very sexy, works out, makes good money, really nice. We went out for dinner and drinks, went back to my place and had sex. Sex was great, but I noticed that it lacked passion. She is not affectionate. She wouldn't make out with me or kiss me goodbye when she left. I never invited Kate back. Then I met another girl. Let's call her Sophie. She is very affectionate, very attractive. Not as attractive or as successful as Kate, but she showered me with affection. I ended up with Sophie for 2 years, recently had to call it quits. Kate later found out that I met someone else and I was now in a relationship. She was very upset. She could not understand why I didn't choose her instead. I never told Kate why. We haven't spoken since. I'm now single and available to date, but I am not going to call Kate. I refuse to compromise affection. Last relationship ended cause of this. Among other reasons, when you give and seek affection and routinely don't get it in return, it feels real shitty. What should be a non-verbal dialogue feels like a solitary cell. I can confirm it does feel shitty, especially when you're at your lowest and you need a shoulder to lean on. Yeah, I'm a hugger. I try and hug her a lot. A lot of hand on the back, sappy romantic stuff, and I try and do it to friends too. She completely walls it from me, and I can deal with it. She doesn't like it, and I get that, but then I see the PDA of other random couples, even if it's just rubbing their back supportively, and wonder when that'll happen to me, and that makes me upset. You should talk to her. Specifically, you should talk to her about how she thinks she shows affection. You said too that she doesn't like the more overt PDAs, but what little things does she do that she feels communicate her affections? And be sure to clarify the things you do that you feel show affection. It could be that you are talking past each other, so to speak. When she insists on taking care of you even though you may not need it, that is fixing you a plate of food at social gathering, head scratches, little compliments, etc. Men are in fact dogs. I'm glad to hear some guys actually like this. My ex hated when I would do little things like that. Make soup when he was sick, scratch his head or back, pick him up a slice of cheesecake when I was passing a store, said I was too fussy. What the duck? I cannot imagine anybody not wanting to be taken care of like that. Okay, the soup and cheesecake thing are whatever, but he didn't like the head or back scratches. You may have been dating a lizard person disguised as a human. Thank you for watching. Got a similar story? Share it in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to ireddit for more daily Reddit goodness. Subscribe, bless.